What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So we are going to do a little team building guide here for one of the new EZAs that just dropped here on Global in Part 2. So we've got the Tech God Goku and the STR God Vegeta cards. So the same way as actually, this one works a little bit differently than the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron EZA. So as you can see, you're going to be switching off who you're fighting for the first, like, 20 stages here. And then from stage 21 on, you're going to be fighting both enemies at the same time. That's usually how these Destined Rivals Saga ones go, right? The Goku and Vegeta EZAs. Usually those are set up the same way as this. So, yeah, so you are going to be facing off against both of them at the same time during every battle. So, definitely keep that in mind. That is going to affect our team building here as far as, like, the types that are effective and stuff, right? So, the effective category here is Pure Saiyans, which is a very, very large category. There's actually no... oh, let's see. So, I guess... we're going to be getting additional damage reduction, 70% with tech types, and then, yeah, it looks like tech is the one getting the damage reduction for this EZA. Okay, so tech units are definitely going to be not as recommended, which shouldn't be a problem because this is a massive category. There's so many options for this. It's absolutely insane. So I like... this would be an hour-long video if I went over, like, every single unit that could be viable or usable in this event. So we're just going to be going over some of the leaders you could use, and a few of the top units, and then a couple cheeky strategies that you want to keep in mind as well. So, let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I've got all these tabs open, so we have quite a few units to go over. I am just going to be blazing through these pretty quickly. We're not going to be looking too much into the card details and stuff. Feel free to pause at any point if you want to read some card details if you're unsure about a unit. So the first unit we've got here is the most obvious leader to the team for me, because he's, you know, full 170% to stats, Pure Saiyan's leader, this blue Vegeta here. And he's going to be taking attacks very well, and he is going to be putting out a ton of damage too, like an insane amount of damage. It's also nice that he's AGL. AGL characters and INT characters are going to be the strongest here because they'll have type advantage over one of the enemies. One thing you want to keep in mind, though, with AGL characters is, though they have type advantage over the Vegeta, they have type disadvantage against the Goku. So they are kind of caught in the middle there. But if you're able to play with your rotations, you know, decently, a lot of the times you can avoid getting hit by the tech enemies and then still target the STR enemies with your attack, and usually you're able to make it work out. So yeah, AGL is definitely something to consider. They are going to be pretty strong. So another leader that we can use here is the STR Super Vegeta. He is also going to have 170% leader skill for Pure Saiyans. He could be very nice for you as well. His defense isn't going to be as good. He does struggle a little bit defensively. He's definitely not a slot 1 unit, but he can still, you know, provide some decent damage and stuff. So yeah, he is not bad by any means. If you do have to use him as a leader, don't be afraid. He is still a good enough unit to be able to run in this EZA. Oh, I actually skipped putting the physical transforming Vegeta on here. He is technically a Pure Saiyan's leader as well, but that unit has aged out quite a bit, and with him having no type advantage against anyone, and then having type disadvantage against the Vegeta, I don't think it's a good idea to bring him. He's just not good enough, so I really wouldn't recommend it. Okay, so the next unit we're taking a look at here is UI Goku. We've actually got all 3 UI Gokus here, so we've got the AGL one, the STR one, and the INT one. So all 3 of these units are going to be really, really good. Maybe you could even bring a full Reps of 7 team, potentially, if you're missing a lot of other Pure Saiyan cards, but you have a lot of these guys. You could. You can definitely make a full Reps of 7 Pure Saiyan team. I think some of the units are probably going to suffer, though, like the STR Blue Kaioken Goku. Might not do the best and stuff. So yeah, but it's a possibility if you wanted to. I suppose with Miraculous Awakening being thrown in there too, you probably could use this guy as a leader. There's quite a few good Saiyans on that category as well. The main one that comes to mind is the Int Namek Goku. He's on this category as well, so could be good. So yeah, obviously this guy's going to be insane with his 70% chance to dodge, and all of the additional attacks he's going to be putting out and stuff. He's got all these crit chances built in, which is going to be nice, especially because you have a tech enemy, right? So yeah, this is one of the strongest AGL units you could definitely bring. He's got good because he has these crit chances and the dodge chances built in. You're not going to see him suffering too much around the tech enemy, so that's good. And then with this guy, his typing is better because he doesn't have any type disadvantage or anything. And he's got the great chance to dodge as well. And he'll be building up, obviously, when he is dodging attacks. So he is going to be very good for you. Now, the Int one is going to be especially good because he's got type advantage in this event over the Tech Goku. And if you end up going below 50% HP, then he's going to awaken into the Mastered Ultra Instinct version, and for this first turn, he has guaranteed evasion. So that alone is going to be helping you out a ton. And then on top of that, he's just got insane damage. Like, he's going to be hitting so hard. So yeah, he'll be really, really good after he transforms for sure. But he will still be usable before transforming as well. Alright, so we've got the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku here. He is going to be really solid in this event. Again, AGL unit, so he's got type advantage over Vegeta. And he is going to be very, very good with his defense raises here and attack and defense raises and everything. Gets ki very easily, so he will be pretty nice. I suppose you also could run, I think I have them listed in here later, but you could run the LR Super Saiyan 4s as your leader and then just do a full Super Saiyan 4s team to make a Pure Saiyan team that way. That could also be very, very strong, because then you'd have 200% leader skill. So yeah, same deal here. He isn't as good defensively because he only gets attack on his 12 key super, so if you don't get his 18 key super, he might struggle defensively a little bit, especially not having type advantage anywhere. But he is still going to be very, very good in this event. Still one of the top Pure Saiyan cards you can bring. And then obviously we've got the gods here as well. So if we're running the the gods and the monkeys together, then this stage is going to be absolutely a joke. There's going to be no issue here. I'm not going to bother going over the gods information. I think everybody at this point knows what they do. They are absolutely busted. So yeah, definitely good. And they could be ran as your leader as well, because power beyond Super Saiyan. So if you're bringing all the Super Saiyan 4s and things like that, they're all going to be on here. Okay, so Tech Gogeta, this unit could be good. Actually, I'm going to take him off here and say that you wouldn't want to run him. Another thing to consider here is he's Tech. Tech is the typing that's getting the damage reduction, so this guy is not going to be doing much in the way of offense, but his dodging will still help you greatly, and his leader skill. But yeah, I'm not even going to bother with the Tech Gogeta because he is... he's not going to be doing much damage. He's decent defensively, but he's not the best. Honestly, wouldn't even recommend him. So yeah, this guy's going to be really, really good. Being an Int type unit, for sure. He is going to be very, very solid. Yeah, he is here on Miraculous Awakening, so you could run him on the Ultra Instinct Goku's team. Also, you could run Ultra Instinct Goku on his team, I think, because he's on Legendary Existence, if I'm not mistaken. So if you wanted to run a Super Saiyan's team and use him as your lead, this could be a decent leader as well. Having two of him on the team wouldn't be bad. He could definitely perform decently here. His defense and stuff struggles a little bit before he's able to build up, but Easy A's are so quick, he's definitely not going to have a chance to build up. But, if he's getting off, an additional super attack here, and he's doing, like, 7 million attack stats, then, you're you're not going to really need him to build up, because the enemies are just going to die. So, he could be very good for this. So if you'll notice, I haven't included many extreme units, and I'm probably not going to include many. They don't link up on the Pure Saiyans team as well, unless you're just using, like, maybe the Int Broly could be a good leader. I think I've got him listed later in here too. But yeah, this is one of the few extreme type units that I've got listed. mainly because he's int, and he's really, really good defensively, and he puts out a ton of damage, so he can be very good. Also, he's got this cheeky little revive mechanic here, so if you are less than 29% at the start of the turn, then and you die, then you will revive with 70% HP, which could be very, very nice. Let's see, the exchange conditions. Yeah, if HP is 29% or less, revive 70% HP. Yeah. So, and oh, also, or an ally. So he's got one of those revive skills where anyone on the turn can get hit and die. He doesn't have to be the one to get hit and die specifically. So that could be very good. If you're struggling and you are getting clapped and your HP is low, this could be a guy that could help you out a lot because he has his revive here, which is a nice way to heal when you're not allowed to use items, right? Okay, so then we've got the STR Vegeto here. He is still really good defensively. You're probably not going to be able to see his fusion because it's on the 4th turn here. And, you know, getting to the 4th turn in Easy A is rough. Usually that's when they end, then or before. But he is still pretty solid defensively before then. So he could help you out for sure. I suppose you could bring him as a leader if you're missing like a lot of those other units and you don't have like solid Super Saiyan 4s or any other Pure Saiyan leads. This Majin Buu Saga Battle of Wits could help you out. There's quite a few good Majin Buu category Goku and Vegeta cards that could make up this Pure Saiyans team for you. So he could be a nice fill-in leader if you're lacking everything else. Yeah, so we mentioned the monkeys. We definitely would want to use them. They are, I think, the strongest team you're going to be able to bring here. Ironically enough, is the same team that's the strongest for the Shadow Dragon Saga EZA against the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron, because you could just bring this 200% team and then run all the Super Saiyan 4s, and then you're just going to absolutely make mincemeat of this event. You know, throw the LR Gods on there too, and you're good to go. So yeah, again, their fusion is turn 4, so they're going to be in base form the whole time, but they will be really, really good. Okay, so then, yeah, you know, again, Super Saiyan 4s, you definitely want to run all these guys if you can, if you've got the leaders for it. They're going to be looking really impressive. He's got type advantage over the Vegeta, so he is going to be looking nice. And then we've got, yeah, so transforming Goku could be pretty good. His damage reduction is going to be helping you out a little bit here. Obviously, you're not going to see him transform all the way up to, like, blue or anything. He's probably going to transform once, maybe twice. But he could be a good fill-in unit if you're missing some other units. He could still certainly tank decently and do some good damage against that STR Vegeta, right? So yeah, then we've got the Int GT Vegeta. He's on GT Heroes, so you could run him on the Super Saiyan 4's team. And he is Int type, which is going to be very nice because there's a Tech Goku, right? So after he supers, his defense is going to be really good. If you get a lot of orbs for him, because he's got this stacking orb mechanic here. So he could be really, really good. And then he's got the active skill here that you may be able to launch on the 4th turn. So if you're struggling to like get through those last few bars of the enemy's health before you're dying, having an active skill like this can help out a lot. Okay, so the next two I've got paired together here. The Xeno Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta here. So these are 40% supports to Goku's family and Vegeta's family, respectively. They're also going to be raising attack and defense on Super. These guys can tank very well. They're pretty impressive, especially if you get a stack or two in them. So if you happen to have them, especially if you have dupes in them and they have some additionals, and they're able to get multiple super attacks per turn, they can be looking very, very good. And with all these other Pure Saiyans, most of them are going to be on Goku and Vegeta's family, unless you're bringing like Broly cards, right? So having the support passive here too is going to be very, very helpful and help some of your other hard hitters look even better. So these guys could be very, very good options for this team. I might mess around and throw them on a team in one of the videos I do for this. I'll post a video when I pass stage 30 and when I pass stage 77 to get the max title for the event. So maybe you'll see one or two of these guys on my team. We'll see. This is another guy that could be a good leader for you. So Super Saiyan's Goku family here, full 170%. You're probably not going to be seeing this extra 30% to Android Cell Saga for there are not many good Pure Saiyans cards on this category right now. So yeah, you're probably not going to see too much of the 200% leader skill part, because Android Cell Saga is mainly focused around like Gohan, right? So there's a lot of good Hybrid Saiyan stuff in that arc, but not a ton of good Pure Saiyan stuff. But this guy could be very good for you. You know, he's got his evasion chance, high chance of evading after super attacking, so that could be very good. And then, you know, obviously his defense is going to be really solid after he super attacks as well, and he could put out quite a bit of damage too. So, yeah, this guy could be good. Oh, that's just the TUR for the or the monkeys. I didn't mean to have them up, sorry. But then we've got the... okay, yeah, so this is an example of a really good Majin Buu Saga Goku that you could run. You know, obviously, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku is going to be really, really good. His transformation, you actually could probably see here. If you're struggling to get through this and your HP keeps lowering, it's only third turn that you have to wait for to be able to use his transformation. So you certainly could see turn 3 and be able to transform him into Super Saiyan 3 Goku and then just absolutely go off for a singular turn and end the fight. So he could be really solid. The one thing you want to keep in mind with this unit is that he's physical. And physical is going to be a really bad typing because he's type neutral to one and then type disadvantage to the other. So physical, that's one thing I didn't mention about the LR Super Saiyan 4s as well, is that they're physical type. So that is definitely going to hinder the, you know, their usability here. But at least the LR Super Saiyan 4s, where did they go? Right here. So at least they have the turn 1 guard right here. So they've got guard for the first turn. That's going to help them out a lot so that they're not taking a ton of damage right away. But yeah, this guy doesn't have those kind of capabilities, so you're definitely going to want to be wary of his defense or lack thereof, right? Okay, so now into some of the cheeky strats that I want you guys to remember or keep in mind. So if you aren't able to just stack your team with all those awesome units that we just went over and just build an all-out dominating team, then this guy could be a very good option for you because he reduces damage by 80% for 10 turns. So he's going to take absolutely no damage in this event. None, period. He doesn't do a ton of damage. You know, obviously he only gets an attack buff when the enemy's stunned, and they won't be because it's an Extreme Z area, or Extreme Z battle. But defensively, he's going to be a really, really good tank. So if you're struggling and you keep dying, throw him on your team. Try it out. You'll see. Even if you don't have an easy aid, he still gets the same thing for 7 turns, so you're going to be perfectly fine. And then another unit you want to remember to, you know, possibly bring is the Tech Caulifla here, because you are going to be facing Pure Saiyans, so she's going to have a guaranteed chance to dodge the entire time, so she is, by definition, the best defensive unit you could bring. So, you know, obviously she won't be doing any damage, and to add insult to injury, she's Tech type, so she is definitely not going to be doing any damage, but because of the Pure Saiyan thing, she will be dodging all the attacks. And then the last unit I want to mention here is actually the Tech God Goku himself, because, you know, before Easy Yang, he isn't going to be very strong, but once you've gotten some of the medals and you're able to Extreme Z Awaken him a bit, I'm not sure exactly when he gets this portion of his passive, at what step in the Easy A. But pay attention to that, because if, you know, if you're struggling in the middle of this, and then at the stage that you're at where you keep dying, you already have some of the medals to Extreme Z Awaken him, go Extreme Z Awaken him as far as you can get him, and see if this portion of his passive has showed up yet. Because if he does have this Pure Saiyans part active, then he's going to be tanking amazingly, because he reduces damage received by 77% against Pure Saiyan. So before Extreme Z Awakening, it's just movie bosses, but then it'll add on the Pure Saiyans part, which will make him extremely effective in this Easy A. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure when he gets that part. I wish there was like a further breakdown of the Extreme Z Awakenings to be able to see exactly which step in the Extreme Z Awakening he gets, you know, what part of his kit. Unfortunately, there's not, so I am blind to that information. But yeah, if it isn't the very last step, then that might be able to help you out as well. Okay, so those are all the units that I have got for you here. Obviously, with this ginormous category, there's plenty of other runnable units. If I didn't mention them, they are definitely probably still runnable. I didn't bother to include a lot of the extreme units, mainly because they're not going to be linking with any of the super type leaders that you've got going very well, or a lot of the other good super type Pure Saiyan units that you should be using and that most people, I assume, have. But yeah, there's just so many different units. There are infinite possibilities with this EZA. So yeah, just keep in mind that AGL units are going to be pretty strong because of the STR Vegeta, and Int type units are going to be pretty strong because of the Tech God Goku there. So definitely focus on those two typings if you are struggling or feeling overwhelmed by the massive amount of options you have. I would say that is a good place to start. Alright, well, that is going to wrap it up for this one. So if you guys enjoyed what you saw, then come be a part of the Toxic Tribe with a like, comment, and subscribe. We are trying our best to get to 77 subscribers by the end of the 7-year anniversary, so smack that red subscribe button. That would help me out so much. I would appreciate it. And that is going to do it for this one. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.